things that, but we have found out, did you hear about Clearway car rentals?
Yeah,
That was a win.
Yeah.
And today we are reaching out to Nucor Environmental Solutions to do the right thing and stand on the right side of history. And all they have to do is say, no, we are not going to dispose of healthy animals without testing.
Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News. Now, we're getting some bad news here at Universal Ostrich Farms. Not sure if you've been following me on X, but it could be a matter of minutes before the RCMP end up here to help assist with the beginning of the cull. Now, to be clear, they're not culling the birds here at Universal Ostrich Farms, but of course there's protesters here. The government agencies hired hitmen need to come here, and if you are not following this story of great government overreach, those birds behind me, those prehistoric creatures, around 400 ostriches who are healthy and happy for 250 days as I stand here. They're at the core of this story of great government overreach. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is planning to cull them, and the eyes for the farm that are on the lookout have reported seeing 15 to 20 RCMP vehicles coming towards this way. Now that comes just a couple of hours after one solo RCMP officer came here, kind of scouting around. He was talking to Katie Pasitney from the farm, but I could see his eyes at times sort of, go over to see how many vehicles are behind here. I would imagine that visit was to go ahead and give the final information for the final briefing for the task force and for everybody involved to know their safety, procedures, etc. So if, in fact, there is an entourage of RCMP making it this way from Lumbee was the last thing I heard, then that would be about 45 minutes away. The other thing I have heard and have not had time to confirm is that there is apparently RCMP officers staying at a hotel in Vernon, which is about 3 hours away. So that could be where they're stationed. So I'm just walking around. I'm going to show you some of what's happening. You can see some of the protesters here. Let's go ahead and let's normally. So this is, what's your name again?
Julia.
This is Julia. Julia's been doing a lot of delicious cooking under the tent, but what does it feel like when it seems like it could be now?
Overwhelming, scary, and when you see the family, what they're going through, this is pure terrorism. Yeah.
Now, Julia doesn't normally wear this mask, so what's this all about?
Oh, I was just showing my friends, but I was thinking I won't be able to be identified if I'm wearing a mask.
Maybe we shouldn't have named you. How long have you been here?
It's too late now. No, but I don't think they'll be watching enough to make the link from here to then. Mm-hmm.
All right, how about you? I see you hitting. You might be getting duped. She's got eclairs there, but I was duped the other day when I opened it. It was salad. Oh, she's got suckers. She's not as duped as I was. There was salad in the eclair box. But all jokes aside, why is it important for you to be here? And also, what does it feel like to hear that they could be on their way right now?
It feels horrible that they could be on their way. I got involved because antibodies are a good thing, and government overreach sucks. I work for the Regional District of Central Kootenay, landfills and recycling. It was ultimately my landfill in Udashenya where they were going to try and take the bodies. So thankful that the RDCK board, bless y'all for doing the right thing and unanimously voting to not accept healthy carcasses to landfill.
You know what, in case you don't know what she's talking about, that was a very proud Canadian moment. I was actually on the farm then to help capture that. And the regional district near here passed a unanimous vote to say no, do not bring the carcasses here as the CFIA was intended to do unless you retest or test these birds. In fact, none of them have actually been tested. They've all been living without being tested. It was 2 deceased carcasses back in December of last year that were tested. So we didn't even know if these birds ever had the avian flu, but the ones that did have recovered. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Drea.
I'm going to make my way. I'm trying to make my way over to the owners to see whatever update. They all have walkie-talkies. I'm going to show you in a second sort of what's happening on the way here, but let's talk to some more supporters here. Why was it important for you to come out? I know you've been here for a little bit. How come?
To kill innocent animals for no reason is ludicrous. These animals haven't been tested. There's nothing to say they're ill. And the government needs to stop overreaching into farmers' pockets.
Now, we've had some not so good news. There's been claims that there are 15 to 20 officers on their way. Some are stationed at a hotel. We're on guard. I'm on guard to show the public what's happening. You're on guard for your stand. How does that feel?
Oh, God, it's about, what was it, about noon today? The nervous system is on high alert. And, hope is there. Hope is there. Nucor, do the right thing. Turn those vehicles around. These animals haven't been tested. Karma's a bitch.
She raises a good point here. There's been quite a handful of last-second miracles, and you heard her mention the company Nucor. That is the company we broke earlier that is likely to be the company that is contracted to go ahead and dispose of these, up to 350-pound ostriches, their carcasses, treat them like they're biohazardous when they are healthy and happy, and hundreds have come here to witness that in person, witness them mating. So that is Nucor Environmental Solutions. I have reached out to them. I have asked them whether or not they're aware that the farmers and their lawyer, Omar Sheikh, are currently trying to pursue an appeal in Supreme Court, and that they believe it's their constitutional right to do so, to try and continue to legally challenge this cull. Are they aware that perhaps them participating in that could be, impacting that breach in constitutional rights? Are they aware that international attention is on this? Over right here, you can see on the bleachers that some people sit to gaze upon the beautiful birds. It says, "The world is watching." And that is absolutely true. I've reported before how head of Medicare, Dr. Mehmet Oz, has offered his 900-mile ranch to say, bring the birds here. Now, the head of health, also Robert Kennedy Jr., has also said, we want to partner with Canada on the research the birds are involved in. This is the Food Inspection Agency coming to kill them when the birds are not even being used for food. Their eggs are part of groundbreaking research that's extracting antibodies to come up with therapeutics to address viruses like COVID-19. And now, since they've apparently had avian flu, that they could use that for the virus too. Now, you'll remember that Moderna is vigorously working on mRNA vaccines to address avian flu. This directly competes with that agenda. I don't know if that's why Canada isn't interested in taking that Canada First deal. And I should let you know, a popular American commentator, a conservative commentator, his name is Chris Sanders, also just joined the group of, Trump administration, and he's just a commentator. But he's also saying he's got a lot of land, bring the birds here. There has been also local political push to let these birds live, let their science live, respect farming freedom, food sovereignty, all of those things. So I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to stop, or maybe I shouldn't show you some license plates there. But you can see There's some vehicles down the road, and I'm trying to make my way down there to catch up with the farmers to be able to tell you what the latest is. Maybe I have to ask for a walkie-talkie myself. But Rebel News has been completely on guard for whatever happens. We have people working on their Sunday back at the office or back at home, our producers waiting for whatever's going to happen. It's really a team affair to be here with our boots on the ground. So if you appreciate the work that we're doing, you can go to our special website, savetheostriches.com, and you'll see a plethora of reports. I think I've done well over 50. I've been following this story since late last year. And you can also donate to help support my costs to be entrenched here, but also for everybody working over the weekend, to bring you what happens. And let's hope for another miracle. Yesterday, we saw the miracle after Rebel News broke who was the rental company that the CFIA had gone and hired to, so I shouldn't say hired, had rented their vehicles to go ahead and bring supplies here. And that company, Clearway Car and Truck Rentals, I sent them an inquiry. I said, due to the time-sensitive nature, I do have to publish this story, but let me know as soon as you can. They almost immediately responded, said, we didn't know what it was going to be used for. And after that story went out, many people reached out because so many eyes are on this story. And I got a call from the COO. His name is Jeremy Olson. And I'll just play that for you now.
Clear statement is that, hey, we are not wanting to be associated with this. We have phoned CFIA and demanding that these vehicles be returned immediately, and that we are not wanting to be part of this culling. And that they need to find other vehicles. This is not anything that our company wants to be associated with in any way. And so, and that we need this. We need these vehicles back right away. They said, well, what do you want us to do? And I said, you need to give us those vehicles now. And I don't care if I had to fly to Castlegar and get myself, whatever. Obviously, they won't let me on the property, but I mean, I can't. Whatever way I have to get them, I'm like, I'll do whatever. But this is not a hill that we have any desire to die on, or that we want to be associated to this in any way whatsoever.
That's right. He became a hero in this story, much like the regional district. I am going to stop gabbing and see you when I meet up with the farmers. All right, so I ran into these ladies on the journey to try to find Katie Pasitney, the spokesperson. They informed me she's actually not down here. But while I'm trying to track her down to see if there's any more info, why was it important to show up today?
You know what? We had to make a stand. If we don't make a stand, there's going to make some laws and some things are going to happen that are going to be irreversible. We got to stand up for these ostriches, because next it's going to be chickens, cats, dogs, and us. We'll be next. And you know what? If you got to die for something, you got to speak up. We need to stand up now before it's too late.
How about yourself?
Since that's the same, logic that I have. I mean, there's no reason. First of all, they're not testing the birds again. Won't allow them to. I mean, it's a totalitarian regime. It's communist, and all they want to do is they don't want to test them because they know it may be good for immune support. And so, yes.
And you know what? If they were sick, they should have been dead in January. Okay. And this is just wrong. It's just wrong.
And they're using a PCR test that doesn't work. And if you put it up to 45 cycles, it tests positive for anything. So it's organized crime is what it is, And, they should quit following the UN and follow what the people want.
The farmers.
The farmers. The people, yes. I mean, freedom.
Thank you. No, that the first lady I just interviewed there mentioned they'll come for cats and dogs. It's important to know that these ostriches are not even poultry. So it's already setting a precedent if they are in fact coming in a minute here to cull them. Not to mention, look at Global News in this piece. Does it seem like they're warming you up for your cat to be next?
Now experts are sounding the alarm that it could be circulating in cats. A systematic review shows both indoor and outdoor cats are getting infected with H5N1. The data includes cases from a 20-year period up to 2024. More than 600 cases across 18 countries were documented in the report, and more than 300 fatalities. Dr. Shanyan Sharif says cats can become infected in a few ways: preying on birds who are infected with H5N1 or eating dead ones, and drinking raw milk that has been contaminated with the virus. Often cats don't have signs and simply become carriers.
All right, I've got Katie now. You just came back and you have more information. What's going on?
So, hi guests, and we've received a bunch of images from people in Vernon, British Columbia that, can you imagine, in what world do we live in when you have almost 400 healthy animals that have never been tested, and they're going to have to possibly bring, they're saying they've been counting up to about 60 police cars that have been accumulating along the highway. And they're all staying at the Prestige Inn and the Holiday Inn in Vernon, British Columbia. And there's first responding vehicles. There's an ambulance, which my dad is going to need an ambulance because he's a paraplegic here, and he's definitely going to be lost because he won't know what's happening when all of his animals are getting killed outside and his our livelihood's gone.
Can we sit there for just a second? Did you hear what she said? These farmers are not only taking on a battle that affects all of Canada when it comes to farming and food sovereignty. They're not only taking care of 400 very large animals, they're also taking care of your father, who's a paraplegic. And this is what the CFIA has been putting them through with Canadian tax dollars. Continue.
9 months waking up and fighting for what's right for all Canadians, for our children, our grandchildren. I said, if it was Canadian Food Inspection Agency or Mark Carney or one of our political leaders, if it was one of your children that were sick and you needed a new innovative part of science to treat virus or disease for the future, and you needed that for your child, I'll promise you wouldn't be killing our farm off. These animals are healthy. Those dumpsters tomorrow are going to be full of healthy animals that have never been tested but are full of potential.
Let's talk about the dumpsters. So is that with the new core, like we thought that Rebel News broke? Is that the company, or do you know anything about that?
Yes, there's been confirmation that there's flatbeds with dump trucks in Vernon as well. With this company, their company Nucor, their phone calls are getting forwarded to Canadian Food Inspection Agency now. And again, we're not too late. Nucor, Dwayne, Foley, do the right thing. Your kids will remember you as a hero. This moment's going to go down in history for either we stand up to do what's right, peacefully, in love, inspirational, and we lead in a better way, or we choose death. We're going to choose death over life tomorrow. And you could stop it by saying, actually, I'm not going to participate in this. I'm going to be an international hero tomorrow, and I'm going to say no. Just stand with our family, stand with all of the world that's been watching. These ostriches are beacons of hope for so many.
Just wanted to say she does not know for sure they're coming tomorrow. They could come at 1 a.m. Who knows? Or they could want a good night's sleep and come tomorrow. But the bottom line is it's another day or another hour for these birds, while their lawyer, Omar Sheikh, continues to do everything he can on the legal front. So it could be just enough time to save the flock or not. Either way, I am entrenched on this farm to be your eyes and ears. Drea Humphrey for Rebel News.
Is this?
Oh, is it Jeff?
Hey,
We've met before a few times along the way.
Okay.
I'm always just the quiet guy listening.
Okay.
But no, everything's
Good stuff.
and then we and then hi, Paul's here. Hello? I just got pocket dialed.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so no, everything's good. But I think what we're not comfortable with at this point is just like if there is a bunch of other police officers for no reason, we don't want to let everybody in right now. That's just
Okay.
that's our
No, fair enough.
that's our feeling. It's just we're not we're nervous, we're anxious,
Yeah, I know that.
we're scared. You know that.
Yeah.
This
no, I
has
know.
been, we have Canadian Food Inspection Agency saying that they're coming when they want, doing it how they want. We're not going to know when they're coming. It's just like one of those things that. But we have found out. Did you hear about Clearway car
I did.
rentals?
Yeah,
That was a
did see
win.
that. Yeah.
And today we are reaching out to Nucor Environmental Solutions to
Okay.
do the right thing and stand on the right side of history. And all they have to do is say, no, we are not going to dispose of healthy animals without testing, because there would be disposing of life.
Okay.
So we're putting a plea out to Nucor Environmental Solutions, Dwayne Foley, the regional manager, and we're just asking him to please do the right thing. So you know too that we have, so we're working on those channels too, right? We've been asking for testing. So.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just keep.
Katie, why do you think they're coming now? Paul's been a dear friend, and you can tell that he's in pain.
We need 2 or 3 vehicles up.
I think he's struggling with something.
Yeah, he is struggling with this decision because it's right from wrong, and he knows that this is pain here. This is life versus death. This is healthy animals that are going to go in dumpsters. He knows that. You can tell he's a family man. He has a baby on the way. This is about our children and our grandchildren. This is wrong. And we need to rise up. We need to stand up. Canada, this is right. This is right. We are fighting for right. We are fighting for life, not speculation. We are fighting for science and life over speculation. Please, please, please stand with us. The world is watching. The world needs to continue to watch. Please stand with us. Stand for unity, peace, solidarity, love, compassion, and we can fight this the whole way. Please, please, please. Just please, these animals have names, they have personalities. They're 35 years old. They're in their 20s, they're our family. This is wrong. If this is happening today, this is wrong. This is about choosing the right way. Stand on the right side of history. Rise up, everybody. These animals are life. This is life versus death. This is...
Drea Humphrey for Rebel News. That was a scare. That was too close for comfort. I was feeling physically ill, but I'm trying not to lose hope because we keep showing you guys these miracles. So keep praying, keep hoping, keep doing whatever you're doing to try and help. And more people are showing up here. And of course, at our special website called SaveTheOstriches.com, we have a one-click email you can participate in. And in that email, we have included Nucor Environmental Solutions for you to demand respectfully that they back down and become heroes instead of zeros. That's SaveTheOstriches.com.